Okay, it's Tuesday night, 7 minutes till the top of the hour. In 7 minutes, it'll be 10 p.m. Lord willing. Listen, I wanted to go over 1 Corinthians 1, 16 through 20 again, because it's so beautiful. So beautiful. And I put this together the other day after talking with Jill, right? Because Jill keeps saying, all doesn't mean all doesn't mean all. Anyway, so we'll read over it twice and then peel rubber. So we'll read over the section where all is highlighted in green. And then where we'll kind of ignore the all and go to all the him, he, and his pronouns. Okay. For in him is the all created, that in the heavens and that on the earth, the visible and the invisible, whether thrones or lordships or sovereignties or authorities, the all is created through him and for him. So let me stop right there. That's verse 16. So here in verse 16, here, let me go ahead and separate 16. So in verse 16, not only does he start out by saying the all is created in him. But he elaborates a little bit on who the all is. And then he gets back to talking about the all is created through him and for him. So check this out. We've got some absolutely amazing and fun prepositional phrases in him and through him and for him. Dude, this is really big because it's not about the all. It's about the in him and through him and for him. Okay, let me read it again. For in him is the all created, that in the heavens and that on the earth, the visible and the invisible, whether thrones or lordships or sovereignties or authorities, the all is created. So we got the word created here twice at the beginning of this stanza, this verse, and at the end of this stanza, this verse. Created, created, created. Got it? We are not the creators of anything about ourselves. We are the created. And all is the created. Right? We got created at the beginning and created at the end. I'll go ahead and make it big so you can see it with your little eyeballs. And we'll make it big down here as well so you can see it with your sweet little eyeballs. How can Jill be so solipsistic as to think it's all about him? We're talking about not only him, but the created. For in him is the all created. It doesn't exist before he creates it. It only exists after he creates it. For in him is the all created. Exciting, huh? That in the heavens and that on the earth, the visible and the invisible, whether thrones or lordships or sovereignties or authorities. Now, check that out. It's difficult to plumb the depths of many of Paul's passages, but let's pretend like we're getting the hang of it. Because he says, whether thrones or lordships or sovereignties or authorities. Now, thrones and lordships and sovereignties and authorities, we all, perhaps all throughout the universe, looks up to thrones and lordships as if they are some type of super duper something or another, right? In fact, even on earth, it came out of England years ago, something called the divine right of kings. They imagine that they have all authority and all power and, they can do shit that you can't do, and they can break the law and they can murder and they can do anything. You can't hold them accountable. They're thrones and lordships and sovereignty and authorities. So we just have a natural inclination, at least humans do, to look up and respect those who wear the uniform, who have general stars on their lapel, right? But they didn't create themselves. They are the created, right? For in him is the all created, that in the heavens and that on the earth, the visible and the invisible. Whether thrones or lordships or sovereignties or authorities, the all is created through him and for him. Now we're back to forget about the thrones or lordships or sovereignties or authorities, the visible, the invisible. Forget about it because it's through him and it's for him. In him, they were all created. And never mind the them. They were created through him and for him. Pretty exciting. And then verse 17. Let's separate 17 and 18. And he is before all. And the all has its cohesion in him. Okay, so again, structurally in this little stanza, this verse, it's not a whole sentence because with the and, you're not supposed to start a sentence with the word and. So that shoves it back to being another stanza of the prior verse. But it starts out with he and ends with him, he and him. He is before all. And the all has its cohesion in him. So just like in the prior verse, we have him, and then through him and for him. So poetically, screw the middle. What's at both ends of the spectrum him? It's him. Both ends of the spectrum here. Verse 18, and he, let's go ahead and separate 19. And he is the head of the body, the ecclesia, who is sovereign, firstborn from among the died ones, that in all he. Again, another stanza that begins and ends in he. In him. That in all he may be becoming first. He's the head of the body, that in all he may be becoming first. And remember, I was talking to that rascal Abacus, whatever the hell his name is. And I asked him pointedly, what is the purpose of the church, which is his body? He didn't know. He hasn't put it together yet. Okay, and I tried to show him from Ephesians 1:22 and 23 that the purpose of the church, which is his body, is to be a complement of him, a complement of the one who is completing the all in all. So if we create an ellipsis out of this verse 18 and just temporarily remove the middle part, he is the head of the body that he may be becoming first. So that kind of shows us that the body, the church, he is the head of the body, the ecclesia. What is the purpose of the ecclesia? It almost doesn't matter because the ecclesia doesn't really have an overriding purpose above him. So the purpose of the ecclesia, which is his body, is to be the complement of the one who is completing the all in all. And here in verse 18, he is the head of the body, the ecclesia, that in all he may be becoming first. Are you like me? Are you kind of excited? Verse 19, let's see what we can find with verse 19. For in him the entire complement delights to dwell. So in verse 19, we don't have that chiastic structure where him and he is at the beginning and at the end. No, it's kind of like a breather. For in him the entire complement delights to dwell. It's still about him. And the complement again, I think we should run over to Ephesians 1:22 and 23 to see that the church, which is his body, is the complement of him who is completing the all in all, is the complement of the one who is completing the all in all. And so here in verse 19, he brings up the word complement again and is right in line with who the church is. And so the church, as the complement of the one, delights to dwell in him. We have no business trying to delight in ourselves. Our business is to delight in him, for in him the entire complement delights to dwell. Verse 20, we're going to wind up in a crescendo here. How many hymns is in verse 20? We won't know until we get down to the next section where we've already highlighted it out, but screw it. Let's try and figure it out on our own. And through him to reconcile the all to him. So we got two. Through him to reconcile the all to him. Making peace through the blood of his cross. There's three. Through him, there's four. Whether those on the earth or those in the heavens. Isn't that cool? Got to settle down here because I didn't want to read this section and put any emphasis on him. I wanted to read it and put all the emphasis on the word all, just for our betterment and understanding. So let's try it again and try and emphasize all. For in him is the all created, that in the heavens and that on the earth, the visible and the invisible, whether thrones or lordships or sovereignties or authorities, the all is created through him and for him. And he is before all. And the all has its cohesion in him. I tell you, if no other verse should give you a thrill and trust in trusting in God, the notion that Paul gives us here that the all, that would be all, has its cohesion in him. Okay, I get it. I have my cohesion in him, and you have your cohesion in him. And think of any creature in history that we can name or not name, all, the all has its cohesion in him. That sounds great. Because, we're always looking for our own purpose, right? Because a lot of people say, what is my purpose in life? What if you said, my purpose is to have my own cohesion in him? Okay. And he is the head of the body, the ecclesia, who is sovereign, firstborn from among the died ones, that in all he may be becoming first. For in him the entire complement delights to dwell, and through him to reconcile the all to him, making peace through the blood of his cross, through him, whether those on the earth or those in the heavens. Okay. Now, let's look at this same passage where we highlighted the him and the he and the his, as if we haven't already done it. For in him, you almost don't need the rest of this passage. You can fill it out any way you want, because we know from Romans 11:36 that all came out of him, and it's through him and for him. So it almost doesn't matter how you finish the sentence. It'll be the right sentence because it's in him. For in him is the all created, that in the heavens and that on the earth, the visible and the invisible, whether thrones or lordships or sovereignties or authorities, The all is created through him and for him. And he is before all, and the all has its cohesion in him. And he is the head of the body, the ecclesia. He is. What is he? He is the head of the body, the ecclesia, who is sovereign, firstborn from among the died ones, that in all he may be. So he is, and he may be becoming first. And this is not our English form of maybe and maybe it won't. No, it is the subjunctive mood after all things are considered. That's why he may be becoming first. It's intimately tied with everything that's going on, everything that was revealed just before, and now we know why. Oh, it's that he may be becoming first. For in him the entire complement delights to dwell. In him. And through him to reconcile the all to him. Oh my God, what nothing can go wrong in God's universe because it's all in him and through him and for him, and he's before all, and all finds its cohesion in him. That he may be becoming first. For in him the entire complement delights to dwell, and through him to reconcile the all to him. Making peace through the blood of his cross. Through him, whether those on the earth or those in the heavens. Through him, whether those on the earth or those in the heavens. And how poetic that Paul would end up saying, whether those on the earth or those in the heavens, because this is the reconciliation of the all. But in verse 16, he reverses the order. Creation happens in the heavens first and on the earth next. But in the reconciliation work of God, the completion of the beginning, he says, those on the earth are reconciled first before those in the heavens. And that would make sense from what we also know of Paul, because Paul reveals that we are the church, which is his body, the complement of the one who is completing the all. And also Paul says that God is the savior of all mankind, especially of believers. So we know that the believers get a special salvation. It's not terribly special to the exclusion of the unbelievers. No, the special salvation of the believers is just that God is going to use the believers to bring in the rest of creation, both believing Israel and the body of Christ, which is neither Jew nor Gentile, will be used to bring the whole universe reconciled, justified, redeemed back to the Father. And so at the very last verse here, verse 20, we might infer that it happens on the earth first, and then the reconciliation happens in heaven, because we know from Paul's letter to the Ephesian saints, that the church, which is his body, will have a very special place seated among the celestials with Christ. And that in our seating among the celestials, God will use the church, which is his body, to reveal the transcendent grace. We will be put on display. The grace that he has shown to us will be on display. And those angelic beings, those sovereignties and authorities will check us out. Will look us over, and they will see in us the multifarious wisdom of God. That's what Paul says. They will see in us the multifarious wisdom of God. And so, yes, those on the earth will have a grand and glorious experience of reconciliation slightly ahead of those in the heavens. But it is because in him is the all created, and it's through him and for him, and he is before all, and all has its cohesion in him. Got it? Okay, one more time, and then we'll close up. For in him is the all created, that in the heavens and that on the earth, the visible and the invisible, whether thrones or lordships or sovereignties or authorities, the all is created through him and for him, and he is before all, and the all has its cohesion in him. And he is the head of the body, the ecclesia, who is sovereign, firstborn from among the died ones, that in all he may be becoming first. For in him the entire complement delights to dwell, and through him to reconcile the all to him, making peace through the blood of his cross. Through him, whether those on the earth or those in the heavens, those on the earth need to be reconciled, and those in the heavens need to be reconciled. It is the way of God. Okay. Exit stage right. I will put in the link so you can come in for a hangout for a bit. Grace to you, and bye for now.